Music.
Can't find the button. I'm trying to find the button. Jesus
Fuck,
Christ.
man. I'm already here, and now you're just not pushing the button. Welcome to the... What's this podcast again?
I don't know.
Albert, you're going to do the intro.
Welcome to the Work for Europe podcast.
Nice. Put you on the spot there.
Yeah. It's a hard title to remember.
It is.
It actually is. People are having a hard time trying to find it. So in case somebody doesn't know, WFI means work for it. And then
Is
Europe.
it because it has the work for it in it that the other one just pops on?
If you search WFI, it comes up with like a shitload of stuff that has nothing to do with working for it. It's like, I don't know.
Wi-Fi.
I don't know. I'm sure people have found it already or not.
The Wi-Fi podcast.
The Wi-Fi podcast.
How was your week, fuckers?
I can't tell the difference between when one week ends and another one starts, to be honest. But same old, same old. But I do have a good story.
Oh, indulge me.
So I had the wanker of the week last week. You guys remember that I just bitch about shipping all the time.
Yep.
And I had a GLS a GLS package that got lost, and they refused to pay for it because the guy checked off that he would just let them like throw it wherever they wanted to if he wasn't home. And then all of a sudden, so in the meantime, I sent him a second package because that's how I do my customer service.
Oh.
And he got the package, showed up, and it was beat to hell and like retaped and packaged back up. So GLS probably somebody opened it and thought they were gonna find a knife inside because it says knife material, and they were surprised and got nothing, and then taped it back up and sent it to the guy. He got the first package, and then like 2 days later, he got the second package that I sent him. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but the second package ordered came already, and I'd like to pay you for the second one." So I think,
that's good.
I mean, that was
Nice.
the good part about it. He's like, I can never have enough material, so I'll just pay you for the second one and keep it, which was good.
That was good. You should do that all the time. Just send out two and like, fucking GLS, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that would work really good for you when you're selling stuff for like high dollar amounts.
Yeah. That's a good business idea. What about you, Andy?
There is no Andy here.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about you, Albert?
We had our Damascus forging class over the weekend, 3 days. Then I took Monday and Tuesday off. And then I was stabilizing wood like crazy for
Oh, yeah, I saw.
the upcoming shows. Yeah. So we are at around 100 blocks of stabilized walnut now, and I want to bring 150 blocks with us to Solingen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, and we bought a new pressure pot.
A new power hammer.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I was
new
gonna
power-
say, if you say power hammer again, I'm ending the show
No.
right now.
We bought a new pressure pot because the pressure pot now is the bottleneck in our stabilizing process because we only have one large one, and we bought the second one now because you know what, it makes it better if you use a pressure pot. I know that's controversial, but
I thought you didn't even need one of those things. Do you? Does it actually make a difference?
yeah, I know it's a controversial issue, but we believe that we need one. Yeah,
Fucking amateur.
that's why we bought the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but why do you actually need the pressure pot? Does it make a difference?
I think it does, but let's not get into this.
Yeah, but you have to explain it now. Like, why do you think it makes a difference?
I mean, whether or not it actually helps with the penetration is controversial, but what it definitely does, it speeds up the process, right? So of course,
Speeds up the penetrating process.
yeah, it does.
Which is not always a good thing, but yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Sometimes it is.
I mean, Matt's an expert on that, but when it comes to stabilizing wood, of course, 4 bars of pressure help with penetrating the wood, right? Compared to 1 bar of pressure, which is the standard atmospheric pressure. So, of course, it speeds up the process at least. And since the pressure pot, the pressure pot is much more expensive than a vacuum chamber. So, with most people who do stabilizing, the pressure pot is the bottleneck. So, you want to speed up the process a bit. So, that's why we bought the second one. And when you're stabilizing a lot of wood, you don't have the time to leave it under atmospheric pressure for like a week or so. Because even Cactus Shoes recommends leaving it under atmospheric pressure for twice as long as you had it under vacuum. So if you leave it in the vacuum chamber for 2 or 3 days, you're supposed to leave it under atmospheric pressure for 6 days or something. And at least with a pressure pot, you can reduce it to 1 or 2 days. So
yeah, but
that
even
makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. I know that when I stabilize, I don't do it a lot, but I've stabilized before without the vacuum chamber and leave it in for double the amount of time. And if you weigh the block before you put it in the stabilizing fluid and before you put it in the vacuum chamber or the pressure pot, I mean, there's a huge difference in weight. So it's not only like saving time, but there's definitely more penetration with the
I think so too.
Pressure pot.
But that's, as I said, that's controversial. People have been talking about this online, and some people say, well, you just have to leave it longer under atmospheric pressure. Whether or not it's true, I don't really care, because a pressure pot helps. That's all I need. Whether or not the same results can be achieved by leaving it just sitting there for a week longer, I don't care, because I don't have the time to wait for another week. So that's also what the customer is paying for, right? If it takes you twice as long, the customer has to pay more. But why should he? I mean, just because you're lacking some tools. So get a pressure pot if you want to do it professionally.
Do you know what instantly stabilizes wood when you smear it on there?
Yeah, but wait. Before you introduce, I want to say one more thing, because Albert said that the pressure pot was expensive. But the tip that I got from you when you, like, I don't know, a few years ago when you first started, was if you bought, what was the pressure pot that I bought for like a mobile
like a painting pressure pot, right? For painting.
Yeah, so you could fill it with air, take the chamber with you, and then do like airbrushing or something with it. Mm-hmm. So I think mine was around 80 or 90 euros, which is not too bad.
That's cheap.
But you have to change a few fittings on it.
Yeah, mine was 250 euro, and that's twice as much as I paid for my vacuum chamber. But still, I mean, 250 euros. What's that? It's like 10 blocks of stabilized wood. So
yeah, exactly, and like perfect, expertly stabilized wood, not just like maybe it's good. Maybe
enough.
Brian.
Enough.
All right. Go ahead, Dutch. Love it.
So you know what instantly stabilizes wood when you smear it on there?
No. Can you tell me?
Get in here, Travis Haines.
Pelican paste.
Yeah.
What's pelican paste?
Pelican paste is a all natural, high premium. No, I'm not going to go that. We'll let Matt do the reads as sophisticated as he wants in the future. But no, pelican paste is just a wax that I made for my knives originally. I wanted kind of a more premium wax. There was some of the waxes out there that didn't do all the jobs that I wanted it to do. Had some downfalls in my opinion, so I started making this special concoction for myself, and then had the idea, maybe other people might enjoy this, so I started putting it out there, and so far it's been doing pretty good.
Nice.
So first I have to mention our last guest, Ryan Coakley, suggested that we properly introduce that guest, which we didn't do again today. So for everybody who's listening to the episode, It's Travis Haines. He's one of our Patreon members. He's also the founder of Pelican Paste, and he's our guest for tonight's show. He's going to tell us about Pelican Paste and all the different products that he has on his website, and he is also a sponsor of our show as of now.
Yeah.
Yay!
Am I the first sponsor?
Yes, the
Yeah.
first official sponsor. Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
That makes
So that's legendary
legendary.
stuff
This'll go down
for
in history.
legends.
Matt's been selling Pelican Paste. I think, were you one of the first in the EU, Matt, to carry it, or
Definitely.
I think he was the first, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think I know of one other one, but we won't mention them.
There's two other ones. Maybe
Okay.
more now.
There actually is a couple other ones, but
Yeah.
Matt is my first love.
The OG.
He's the OG.
The one you never
I
forget.
believed in him before anyone else did.
I appreciate that.
Damn.
You know what's funny is, and when somebody does message me or I get a message, someone over in Europe, that area, asking if I ship internationally, I always direct them to Matt. He's the one I send them to.
See, the love goes both ways.
Yeah, but when you get people asking you if they ship internationally, where do you think that they heard about you from? From other podcasts, I'm assuming, right? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on Instagram. I don't have my Pelican Paste page isn't a huge following over there, so I imagine maybe some of it comes over there, but mainly podcasts is what I'd say.
It's good for advertising podcasts.
Oh yeah.
but you don't only have Pelican Paste. You have a few new products, and I'm interested in a couple of them. I really like the idea of the shop hands because in my line of work, my hands in the wintertime get like absolutely crazily cracked up, and it's the same thing when you're working on like wet grinding and
Yeah.
machines like that. So how did you come up with that, and what is it actually?
The shop hands. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I hate cracked hands and the callus in the shop. Just not that I hate the callus, but anytime something gets chapped, it's not fun. And I personally can't stand like lotions or anything oily feeling on my hands. It's
Just on your hands, or
well, anywhere.
okay, just check it.
Yeah, I just don't like that feeling. So I wanted to make something. Of course, that's natural. I'm kind of in the boat. Me and my family, we're pretty organic as much as possible. I wouldn't call us hippies or anything like that, but we try to be as natural as possible, get away from the chemicals. So I wanted to try and make something that wasn't oily, something that would work for people in the shop. That would be a little more masculine, not too feminine for the hand products, because I know there was a need out there, especially those up north or anyone that has harsh winters. They show pictures of their hands online, and you just see these huge cracks, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. So
Rub some shop hands on it, baby.
rub some shop hands on it, and I'm like, honestly, not to toot my own horn, I'm pretty impressed with myself. I don't know how I figured it out, but I did, and I love this stuff. Everybody else seems to as well. And I also have, I don't know if y'all know about Jared Lee's, he's Jay Lee's Knives. He puts it on his fresh tattoos, so
Oh,
to help heal them. So
damn, that's a good one.
I don't want to make any medical claims here, but he said he liked it.
We're gonna have to get something over. Go ahead.
Something that you put on before you get cracks or after, or it doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't matter. It has some stuff in it that I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, calendula or something like that. But it's a property. It has a natural property of healing. So if they're already cracked, it'll definitely help with the healing process. But it's more for maintenance if you to prevent it from happening in the first place. But definitely has healing properties as well.
That's fucking amazing. So it's healing as well.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, this is some great stuff.
And Matt, you already have this in your shop? Or?
Obviously. I'm covered in it right now.
I mean, I haven't heard about it yet. So, are you advertising that you have it in your shop? Or?
No, I'm not advertising enough of anything lately.
I know that.
But yeah, you notice? It's fucking horrible, man. I'm the worst. But yeah, I have it and I love it.
I don't know, Travis.
In my shop,
maybe
I have it at home. I have it everywhere.
Travis, maybe you need to find a new distributor. I'm just saying.
Shut the fuck up. You can buy some of me, Keith.
There you go. Yeah, I've got I mean, as far as the other products go, I have the original hard wax, which is I mainly first off designed to really protect Damascus, something that wouldn't rub off very well, but it does very great on handles, especially the synthetic ones where it doesn't soak in as much, but it creates a good shell. Then I came out, after that was the soft version, because I have had a lot of people just not wanting to use a heat gun or, work the hard wax as much. So I came out with the softer version, which is still a hardening wax, funny enough. Just it doesn't last as long. And I'm going to be doing I need to step up on YouTube or something and make some videos, but I want to do some more long-term tests and kind of show off what it does. So yeah, I have the hard wax, the soft version, the shop hands, and then latest one is the Pelican oil, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, me too. That's super interesting because
so interesting.
It protects Damascus, right? Or it's supposed to protect Damascus plates, so high carbon plates. Yeah.
Definitely, yep. It's not a lubricating oil, so you wouldn't want to put it in your folding knives or anything like that, because it still does polymerize and will create that shell around your Damascus or your handle. But there's a lot of people that just prefer oil over wax. And I'm starting to fall in love with it too. I've always used waxes, but oil's just quick, easy to put on, and a lot of people prefer it. So that's why I wanted to come out with something different, though. I didn't want just anybody and most people just grab an oil and rebottle it, relabel it for themselves, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make something that was, true to the brand, because that's kind of my MO, is having the hardening wax, and I wanted an oil that kind of did the same. So that's where Pelican oil came from.
I don't have it yet. So does it have the same smell?
It does. Yeah. That orange smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Love what, being in Florida, that's what we're known for, is alligators and oranges in the ocean. So I went with the orange scent.
Gator piss was already a thing, so you went for the oranges.
Yes. Yep. I couldn't use that, unfortunately. Coy's got the market cornered on that one.
Yeah, he's got it covered.
So I got the Pelicans, but that orange scent, I actually put out a question when I made the oil, if people cared whether or not if it had the orange scent or not, and they did. They wanted it.
100% yes.
So
it's very recognizable. It's just
yeah, I love it. And if anybody just has this question, because it did come up a few times early on, I haven't got it in a while. The orange scent, they were like, since there's orange in it, will it the acidity rust my blade or anything like that? It will not, because it's orange oil from the peel. The only acidic part of the orange is the juice. So just so if anybody has that question in mind, no, it's not acidic.
But it's still a hardening oil, right? So that's interesting, because that's different from the other oils. They're usually not hardening, right?
Right.
The oils you put in your Damascus plates or high carbon plates.
Yep. So this oil, it hardens. I guess you could. I'm still trying to figure out the vocabulary, if I should just call it hardening oil or what, because it's hard for me to just even imagine oil getting harder. But it does have polymerizing agents in it, so it does harden on the blade, which is, from what I have found, is pretty unique to an oil. I haven't found one that does that, or at least in the knife community.
I mean, there is some, not in the knife community, but in the woodworking community, it's there is hardening oils are very well known, right? So
Yeah.
linseed oil is a polymerizing oil, walnut oil, and so on. But usually you put a non-hardening oil on your blade, so this makes it even more interesting because a non-hardening oil rubs off easier,
Right.
I guess, right?
Yep.
The hardening oil.
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of the point of the oil is to protect it, right? So if the first time you go to cut into something, it rubs right off, then what was the point of it? So yeah, I wanted to bring the hardening oil aspect to the metal work, right? To the bladesmith side of it. Because a lot of the information I found, it was from woodworkers. That's where I learned.
That's very interesting because when we forge tools, we always put oil on it, but we always use linseed oil and we put it right on the hot metal to speed up the hardening procedure. So pelican oil would be a product I can put on my, of course, not any longer hot blade. So that's cool.
Right.
So
Yep. That's the goal.
Yeah. I also get ready for these shows and being a material supplier. When I get blocks of wood in, I always rub oil onto the wood to take pictures and also for it to look good when the customers get it so they know what the grain and what the design of the oil is going to be. And a hardening oil would definitely be something that's going to last and would be a great improvement for sure. I use the oil because it's quicker. Before I used wax, but it was always a mess and you had to let it sit. And if you didn't let it sit long enough, you got fingerprints on it. And also the same thing for blades. If you're going to ship something, put some oil on it, let it sit for a day or two, and it hardens, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yep, I've noticed that. So I'm excited about the oils. I do have a lot more like long-term testing. I'm really trying to perfect it. I think I'm pretty close right now, though, where it's sitting. I haven't had any issues yet. So far, everybody seems to love it.
When did you start with Pelican Paste? So for how long have you been testing it?
It's been almost 2 years.
Okay.
I first started selling it. I think my website went live a year and a half ago, maybe a year and just a couple months. Can't remember exactly what month it went on, but it's been, I think, actually the end of January might have been my 1 year for the website being live.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing this, you and your wife, or your family's helping, or how big is the company?
Just me and my wife. She does a lot of she helps me with the stickers, and she loves to give her input on the packaging and like the design and stuff, which she's pretty good at pointing out flaws that I make. So she's been
most wives are.
Yeah. She's pretty good at that. She's not scared to tell me either. She sees something right away. You can tell I come inside all excited about something, and she'll look at it with this weird look on her face, like, I don't know, maybe you should change this. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll change it. And usually 99.9%, maybe 100% of the time, she's right.
Like, honey, that's great, but let's do this instead.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yep, just us two.
And how did you get into making oils before? Have you been a knife maker for a while and you were looking for an oil that worked better, or how did it happen?
I started making knives. I took actually my first class. It was actually a birthday gift to me down in South Florida with Jonathan Porter. He's Doghouse knives or something like that. I hope I got that right, Doghouse. But anyways, Jonathan Porter, he's great knife maker. He was actually a blacksmith, did horseshoeing, farrier work before that. So anyways, I took a class in 2019, and from that point on I was hooked. So after a couple of years of making knives and using waxes, I just didn't care for, I mean, they were good products. I know everybody can think of the couple big ones out there. Not that they're bad products, but I was just looking for something different, especially with the hardening aspect and the long-lasting aspects of the wax. So that's when I just decided to look up online how to make knife waxes and different ideas, and just started making some for myself, and soon after that, figured this might be something that our knife community might be into, because there was a lot of complaints out there that people have messaged me about and talked to me about before, and I saw the gap in the market, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah, and it's I mean, it's not rocket science or anything, right? It's wax, but there's a lot of planning. You know, everything I do, I want to do it with a certain purpose. I don't want to just make something and put it out there and hope it does okay. I want there to be a purpose behind it. So that's how I try to do it all.
Yeah, I have also been selling one of the other well-known wax names. There's been a lot of talk recently.
Are we gonna be like little bitches, or are we just gonna call them out?
I'm just gonna say a well-known wax company. I mean, I still have some in stock, so
yeah.
Oh, you want to get rid of that first? It has something to do with ass, and then with some wax.
I mean, it's not a bad wax.
No, it's not.
I like the story. Company. I like the story from Travis. I like the small company. I like that you started out with a plan and you've made something that you're working together with you and your wife and your family, whatever, to make a company start. And customer service is very important. That's.
Do you know what I like the most from Travis's business?
What is it?
He actually sends wax out when you pay them.
That's important. Yeah,
that was a big one that I heard of.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So
yeah, I've heard of people waiting months for it to even ship, or if it even shipped at all, or
it was some fuckery. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
All kinds. You can say fuck on this podcast if you didn't notice yet.
No.
We're Europeans.
I'm good.
But your product is different from the other ones, right? Because you said you wanted to build a more premium wax.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what makes it more premium.
I think it's the hardening.
Well, I use I 100% all natural, no chemical products, 100% food safe. So chef knife makers, kitchen knives, fillet knives, all that's safe to use it on and cut into your food, and perfectly safe. And I try to use as much organic as possible, especially in the shop hands arena. If you're contacting your skin or your food, I use organic products as much as possible. That's kind of my MO. What I want to, when I think of premium, I think of something that's not only organic and food safe, that's important with knives. Of course, you can use it on cutting boards or anything like that. But also is going to last. Like, is the product going to last? I don't want it to rub off after a couple uses, or after if.
That's where the hardening aspect comes in. I think the hardening aspect of wax has been not really addressed in the knife making community, and I think the hardening thing is a huge plus.
Right, and finding a way to make it harden, get that good balance. Because if it's too hard, it'll just become brittle, crack off, and if it's too soft, it just rubs off. So finding that balance was the trick, especially if you're washing your knives, with a sponge, or you're cutting boards. Is it going to stay on? Brian House actually mentioned it. I don't know if it was last week's podcast or the one before, where he was saying he kept washing his knife and was just wondering if it was ever going to come off. So that made me feel pretty good.
Because we had issues and problems with other wax products. We've not tried Pelican paste, unfortunately, but the other ones, when we put it on the blade, it got sticky after a while.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
And a 600 or 1,000 euros Damascus blade, and all the stuff sticks to it. I mean, and then it's very hard to get off, because then you have to use some kind of solvent or whatever to get it off the blade, and then you have to re-oil it with something. So that sucks. So I was wondering, I mean, that might be the hardening aspect of your paste that prevents it from getting sticky, right?
Yeah, this once this hardens, I mean, you can't really feel it at all. Like, you can't tell it's on there by the touch, and it doesn't get sticky. So that's a plus. And since you haven't tried it, I'm gonna blame Matt.
Yeah,
on that
blame
reason.
Matt.
Me too.
No, it's definitely
Everyone knows it's Matt's fault.
100%.
It truly is. It truly is.
He's
I think that's
I
the
was-
first time. That's the first time Matt admitted something. I think.
Yeah, he promised me a package like a month or 2 months ago. So yeah,
It's but
I'm
then again,
still waiting for it.
yeah, a rule like there's 2 rules, and one, it's never my fault, and the second one, when it is my fault, it's still Keith's fault. So,
What did you do before me?
it was there. There's no before you.
It was.
It was always your fault.
Keith has always existed.
You always knew, but you just didn't know me yet.
Yeah, exactly. It was someone's fault. It turned out to be you.
I'm very much looking forward to using it, the Pelican paste, and trying it out. So, what's the difference between the hard one and the soft one? Is there higher oil content in the soft one, or how do you get it soft? Or is that a trade secret?
No.
How do you get it soft?
It's. I saw that coming.
That's what she said.
Yeah, the soft formulation just has a different ratio of the waxes and oils. So yeah, it's a little more of an oil concentrate.
Okay, but the ingredients are the same, or is there different? Or are there different
most of it's the same. There's a couple differences, yes. But the soft wax, it lends itself well, because I get the question all the time, which one to choose from, and by far, I will say my best seller is still the hard wax, the original. But what I tell people is, if you're looking to protect the steel, especially Damascus steel, and you want that shell, get the hard wax. That's pretty straightforward. And if you're looking for, or if you use more porous handle materials like the woods, softer woods, or anything like that, any kind of wood, the soft wax is great for penetrating those pores before it hardens. It's still a hardening wax, so you still have that benefit, but it won't last as long. So it's personal preference is what it boils down to, and what are you looking for. But anytime it's a Damascus blade, I tend to gear people towards the hard wax, or get both. Use the hard wax on the steel, get the soft wax for your handles. Now, if you have synthetic handles, the G10s, micartas, anything like that, I still like the hard wax better, just because the oil doesn't really have anywhere to go with the soft wax. But it will harden over time, and you won't feel it. But that's just kind of how I look at it. But it does boil down to personal preference.
Do you have to heat it up before you apply it to like a synthetic handle, the hard one?
You don't have to. It just takes a little more work.
Okay.
I typically recommend that you do. I use a heat gun, and some people that don't have heat guns, they'll just use like a blow dryer or something. But you got to be careful with that, because if it gets too melty, it'll just blow the wax right out of the tin. So,
okay.
For the hard wax, yeah, I usually recommend heat, but there's plenty of people that don't use heat. They just work a little harder at it.
Yeah,
but I guess it also helps with the penetration if you heat it up.
Oh, 100%.
I suppose, right?
Yep. So what I'll do is I'll just soften the tin just a little bit, the surface, to get it on my rag. And then once I put it on the blade, I'll even out the peaks and valleys of the wax with the heat gun, and just let that mellow, let it melt in, and then give it at least 30 minutes. But I usually do it at night, so it sits overnight, and then by the morning it's pretty good.
Does it also make the grain pop like other oils and waxes do?
Yes, it does. I've noticed the soft wax does a better job at popping the grain than the hard wax does, but it still does, of course. And the heat helps with that as well.
I imagine the soft wax is good for like leather sheaths also, right?
Oh yeah, yep. It is good for for leather and all that. I've had some people use the hard wax on the leather as well, but the soft wax, much easier to work. Spread it, especially if you have a bigger piece, easier to spread. But yeah, the soft wax is perfect for that.
Nice, Matt. How many of his different products do you have on your website?
Excuse me. I only have the hardening wax on there because I'm gonna sell it for the first time on the knife show this Saturday. The soft wax and the shop hands.
And you'll have those for the Solian knife show too, right?
I hope not, but I think so.
If it's also but you're gonna have some samples for people.
Yeah, of course,
too, right?
we have the small tins.
Nice. With the
for the
podcast
giveaway
logo
thingies. Yes.
So they should all stop by our table. Do you know what our table number is? I don't remember.
I don't know either. It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be the huge one. So we're in a concert hall in Solingen. We're gonna be on the stage, like looking down at all the other knife makers, and
as we always do.
How it should be.
You'll see the giant banner hanging in the background.
Oh, nice.
So DIY Europe.
That's this weekend?
Yeah.
You wish.
He didn't see my fucking banner yet. It's fucking twice the size as his.
This weekend, it doesn't really make any sense to say it because by the time this airs, the show will be over. But this weekend, we're at the Dutch Knife Show. And
last Saturday, we were at the Dutch Knife Show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh. So how'd it go last Saturday, Matt? Did it go good?
It was perfect.
Awesome.
I was covered in pelican paste the entire time.
Sold out.
Yeah.
So all those small tins of the wax you got, is it for this show or is it for that bigger one? I don't know the different shows over there.
Both.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna have to save some for the German one. Yeah.
Awesome. So you said you had a booth there, so you're gonna be selling the soft and the shop hands for the first time at the booth?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, way. And I have to send one over to Andy over there because I promised him that.
He'll be at the German show, though.
Yeah. Matt, do you have the pelican oil too?
No.
Yeah, I want some pelican oil.
Why not?
Is it? Are you selling it already?
I am. I just started selling it. I don't know. It's probably been 2 weeks now.
Might have to get some of that.
Yeah, you should.
I have to ask also, why pelican? Is that just
pelican? Yeah. No, that's a good question. Well, my knife making account is Bird Forge. So it started there. So kind of my knives are named after birds. Bird was a nickname that my dad gave me growing up. So I just used my nickname as my knife making account. But I have my knives. I have the Shrike, the Hummingbird, and the Pelican, and a few different ones. But the Pelican is like my flagship chef's knife. And it has to do with the shape of the handle. Just, I don't know, reminded me of a pelican. So that's what I called it. It was my Pelican chef's knife. And when I was trying to think of a name for the wax, when I thought about selling it, I had a bunch of different ideas, which I don't remember what they were now. But I figured I'd put this wax on my Pelican chef's knife to paste for my Pelican. So that's how it came about. It was a paste for the Pelican chef's knife. So it got called Pelican Paste.
Paste for your Pelican.
Paste for my Pelican. Probably. Yeah, that sounds like I should go on a sticker.
Paste for your Pelican and much more.
So.
And everywhere else. When is the Pelican lip balsam coming out?
Lip balm. I don't know. As soon as you need it.
He's gonna have some dry lips after this weekend show.
Well, I'll try and get that sent out today because it takes a few days to get to you.
Yeah, it does.
Be on your doorstep when you get home. But I do have some other product ideas I'm trying to work through.
Anything
Actually,
you can mention?
Yeah. I'll mention one of them, which is it's a soap. So it's a bar soap with pumice in it and stuff that's I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but it's a black bar soap with pumice in it, and it's meant to keep in your shop. So it's got like charcoal and pumice in it, which helps with not only smells, but the pumice will scrub your hands. Like, when you're grinding or hand sanding, you get the metal just between your fingertips that can never seem to come off. So which I first made it actually probably before Thanksgiving last year, November, and just haven't done anything with it, but I've kind of got that in the works because I kind of want to build the brand to where it's, taking care of yourself and the tools you work to make is kind of my mission.
It's a very good idea.
So, yeah. So I think that's the direction.
Do you have a name? You have a name for it yet?
I have no idea yet. Let's
drop
it. We'll
so.
take votes here. Take some
Pelican
ideas.
pumice.
Pelican pumice. Well, that works. There's 2 P's in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Stick with the pelican theme. Pee-pee. Pee-pee soap.
Pee-pee pumice.
Pee-pee soap. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Try to keep it simple, because it's going to be a black bar of soap is what it looks like. So I don't know. We'll take some ideas. Maybe I'll get some messages after this airs, and we'll get some ideas. Vote on it.
Very good. So, and some more ideas, but you're not gonna spill the beans on that yet.
Not yet. There's one collaboration I'm working on. That
with who?
I don't want to say yet.
Damn it.
Not yet. We'll keep.
Brian told me about it. So.
Oh, is that? That'd be funny if he did, because it's not him.
Damn it. He's collaborating with everyone these days, so
yeah,
it was worth the shot.
It was a good guess. That was a good guess. But
Pickle
I'll keep
juice.
y'all informed. What'd you say?
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice. Not a bad idea. Nick, if you're listening, reach out to me about pickle juice.
Pickle juice, baby.
No, but
so yeah. What are their regulations? Because shop hands and like the soap stuff, that's a different ballgame, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where I got scared. That's like actually when I went to ship the shop hands to you, I was like, oh crap, they're gonna reject this, man. There's no way. But when it comes to skincare, I still have to look into it more. But it's all about how you word it. I can't make any medical claims or anything like that. I can just tell you, basically, it's a soap for the shop. But I can't say it's moisturizing or anything like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or maybe I can say that word, moisturizing, but there are certain medical claims that I cannot say unless I have a certain license or certificate, which I guess is possible to get, but it's a lot of money and a lot of time, and I don't have either of those. So,
is that easier to get in the U.S. or? Because I know the same situation from my daughter. She does like jewelry and that kind of stuff, and she wanted to have a show where she was going to put out her own products, but they wouldn't let her because of the same situation like you're saying right now. So I don't know if that's easier in the U.S. or not. Or
she had a show in the U.S.
No, in Europe, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it's I don't know 100%. I think it's not too hard to come by as long as you're willing to put in the time and pay for it. I don't know how much it costs. I just know
that's
it's expensive.
usually the biggest thing. You just need to pay for something, and then you're gonna
the money.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to come by. It just might take a little bit of time. But that's what one of the shipments I had actually over to Europe, not to Matt, to another person, but
trader. I'm kidding.
I didn't see an exclusive deal signed yet, Matt.
No,
so.
no. I'm sorry.
No, right. But customs was starting to reject it because it had the word beeswax, and they thought like they were asking for like my veterinarian license and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I finally got squared away where I was like, this is not an animal product. It's not milk or anything like that, because they put beeswax and milk in the same category for some weird reason. I guess because it's an animal. But we got it squared away after some back and forth. I was like, this is a tool wax. I was scared to say knife wax. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I said this is a tool wax. It's not. Yeah, it's not edible or not for eating. It is safe to eat, I guess, if you wanted to. If you're weird like that, but. I finally got past it, but yeah, I had some pushback for about over a week, like asking for certain licenses, and I was kind of baffled. So
yeah,
now,
usually you just have to find your way around it in the wording, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. So next time, I might have to. Maybe I just need a better code, whatever that code is called, HS code or
something
for the customs.
Ugh.
Yeah,
But that's interesting because there's so many companies, or at least like makeup companies and stuff that claim that their stuff does all these things from this to that or whatever, and it's only the name. How do they buy all that crap? They sell stuff to you that does absolutely nothing. It's actually more toxic than it is helping you.
Oh, you want to get into that topic?
Yeah, they're allowed to fucking sell it to you. That's
How about
crazy.
this fucking jab that the whole world got? Jesus fuck. You just gotta say, like you've been testing it for a while and it was good.
yeah. That's I'm kind of
like
that's why I try
results
to
are
do.
pending.
Yeah, that's why I try to do everything with my hands as possible and going organic and stuff like that. Because just because something is FDA approved, which is the U.S. version, the FDA, Food Drug
that means that
Administration.
they paid somebody.
Yeah.
That means there's a shit ton of money behind it. That's it.
Exactly.
That just means FDA got paid enough. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust just because it says FDA approved. I'm like, so what? I just do my own research and try not to make any outlandish claims, but people can read between the lines. We're pretty smart as humans, so.
Hey,
Okay, so go ahead.
Speaking of outlandish claims, we have our patrons list, and there's 2 people that quit. Do you guys want to know who it was?
Oh, call them out.
Ooh, let's go through the list first, and then I'm gonna ask Matt if he's been paying attention for the last 25 episodes, if he can figure out who quit. So we got we got Christoph Stiegler from Conjuring Knives, Sven from Njord Artesian, Johan Fagerlund from Fagerlund Bladesmith, the one and only Travis Haines from Bird Forge,
Whoop whoop.
Roy Rutten, Shay Dachon, Paul Balletta from Balletta Handmade, Mr. Coy Baker from Baker Forge and Tool, Matt, your Netherlands friend,
Pim van Delft.
That's the one. Alex Greenway from Tretton Knives, and the newest one. This was a little confusing. I had to message one of the other podcasts to figure it out because it said Toby Kaglar.
Oh, God, that sounds so gay.
We figured out it was Cardoso Knives.
You need to change his name to Matt Colby.
Matt Colby, yeah, that's right. So yeah, there's 2 people missing, Matt.
You obviously, I know that. It's Mark and one gay man.
You're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
Yeah,
Marky Mark and
because
one gay
we've
man.
We've been texting about this.
No, that's not true.
Of course he knew.
That's
of
not
course
true.
we did.
That's not true.
Of course.
I would have known because I know Mark pretty well, and I'm kind of sad that he left us. So,
but to be fair, he left for reasonable circumstances, so I don't blame him at all. Mark, thanks for your support through the past couple of months.
You better have also left the Fire and Steel page.
It is what it is.
Or else we're not friends anymore.
But I just wanted to tell you, because of the circumstances with Mark and things that are going on in his life, completely understandable that he had to leave.
Yeah, man.
The podcast, and definitely no hard feelings. So, best
I love
of
you,
luck
Marky
to him.
Mark.
Yep.
He's actually coming back to Holland. Which is great. Yeah. But great to have him back.
Yeah.
That was a terrible thing to say. I'm sorry. Shit.
That's how you guys from Holland talk, so I think he understands.
So, Travis, we were talking about if it would not be easier to have the, especially with the liquid
that was
stuff,
a good.
to have someone over here in Europe make it for you, so that, because I guess it's hard to ship liquids internationally.
I've signed. I'm just saying before we start this conversation.
Blah blah blah.
No, I've signed NDAs before.
I know. I mean that was the reasoning behind my question of the gator piss, right?
I'm fucking ready, man.
Yeah. No, I've that's a great question. It's crossed my mind. I just don't know anything about it. So I mean, definitely something we could talk about, because it would be, I guess, from a shipping perspective, easier.
It would make it a lot more profitable.
Yeah, and
for everyone involved,
and affordable for people here, more affordable for people here, right? Because
for everyone.
If you ship it from the US, I mean, there's customs, there's shipping costs, and whatever, and it makes the product more expensive for the customer.
Yeah, I definitely thought about that, especially learning about. I guess I've always known y'all have had the import fees and stuff with that stuff, but learning about how much it actually was, I'm like, dang, man, they.
Remember the first shipment?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was fucking horrible.
Yeah. No, that was all on me. My bad.
Oh no, it's fine, but damn.
But yeah,
But it's always it's a tricky part, because you have to give the recipe away, and you have to trust the dude you're dealing with.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that I would be open to doing or talking more about. It's not that I have this, KFC's top secret recipe here or anything. I don't like sharing the recipe too much, just because I want other people to put some work into it. I'll tell you what's in it if you want to know what's in it, but the ratios and stuff, figure it out if you want. But I put in the work and the research to get it how I got it, and I want other people, if they want it that bad, put in the work.
Yeah, I mean, the ratio, I guess, is the tricky part. I mean, almost everyone knows, I mean, it's on YouTube, how to make wood waxes and wood pastes and stuff.
Yeah.
But the ratios are super tricky.
The tricky part also is, ratio-wise, there's the base ingredients, like the strength of it is different over here as well.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So you have to convert, and
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and it's not it's worth it in my opinion. But yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for all the people that are trying to get these similar kind of products, it doesn't have to be anything that has a chemical base into Europe. You can find a company that will make them for you, and you trust into that company.
Yeah.
Or make an agreement into that company that they're gonna keep your blend secret, and then you make a deal with me or Matt or
shut
Albert
the front
or whatever,
door,
and then you don't have to worry about somebody having a bad day or pissing you off or just screwing you over. Or the company that you're working with that's making the chemical compounds and everything, they have signed an agreement, and
that company is Matt, and then Matt is gonna supply other knife shops in Europe.
Right. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, since all the ingredients are pretty natural, there's not any chemicals that need to be concocted or made. It might not be too difficult to at least match the strength of it. But
yeah, that was a tiny bit different with gator piss.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah,
I still think you should get that gator piss in powder form.
No, it's a very bit. We seriously looked into that, asked around about it and got some information about it, and it was a big no from everyone.
I want to order a 20-pack of gator piss pills that you just put into a gallon of water.
That's just terrible. Imagine your fucking dog eating one or like your child.
Imagine just ordering a bucket of dry gator piss and opening it up, and there's the cloud poof of it just up in your nostrils, and then you'd be dead.
Snorting gator piss powder. Nice. Okay.
I think if you want to sell it in the EU or have it produced in the EU, you would have to specify the ingredients, as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah,
not. Of course not the ratios, but what's in there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same with gator piss.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's similar over here, like with the shop hands.
I saw that. Yeah,
I have to do it with skincare stuff. With the wax, it's not a requirement, but yeah, it might be different over there for y'all.
Mm.
These are all things that like people like as a normal consumer, I know even before I started my business was the same way. Like you look at something and you say like the tin of wax costs 20 euros. Like that's crazy. That thing is like it costs them 2 euros to make it.
Yeah,
But there's so much in the background. There's so much crap that you have to go through and regulations and
It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, once you have it figured out and you're running for a year, then yeah, you're gonna start making money. But like before all that, it's so much fuckery. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I really need to get better at my numbers. But as far as turning a profit, that probably just happened. I don't know, a few months ago. I mean, because there's just especially the upfront inventory of just getting this stuff, and you always want to buy it in bulk because you know, you buy a pound of it at a time, you're just throwing money away. But
but you buy a pound of it and you still have to put it in something. So you gotta buy tins, you gotta make labels, you need a laser to put your logo on it, you gotta ship it.
All the packaging, and then you get the wrong boxes, and then the wrong things, and then the wrong stickers. Everything goes wrong the first time.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you right what happened. All those little tins that you ordered. I have, for those listening, the style laser I have is a gantry style, so it looks like a CNC machine, but I have a laser on it. I had a box over on my Y-axis, like in the back corner, and I think I can fit about 50 tins at a time on my laser to get done. So I had it running, and I left, and not realizing that box was there, and it got in the way of my Y-axis, and the back row stopped and just created just lines all over the tin. It didn't even create the logo, just straight lines, and I was like, oh crap. So I was like, well, I lost out on 10 of these little tins, no big deal. But not knowing that it actually messed up the tension on my belt. So I loaded in another 50 frickin' tins and let it go without double checking. And every single one of those logos were like glitchy and off. And so I had to scratch those and troubleshoot my laser and figure out what the heck is going on. But I mean, I finally got it figured out. I had to order a new belt because adjusting the tension didn't help. But I think I actually still have the box over there by my laser. There's probably close to 100 little tins in there that are trash. So there's always little stupid stuff like that, man. But that's business.
That's the cost of doing business. It happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, that's that kind of stuff that you kind of have to account for in your costs. You know, not that you're looking to make mistakes, but you don't want a mistake to cost you everything. So, oh well, it's fun. Business is a fun ride.
Always fun. Nothing but fun, joy.
I hear that in your voice.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, I like the way the company's going. I like that you have new products that you envision coming out, and that you're not only sticking to one product. You have like more. How many products do you have now, and like what do you have going on in the future? Like, what's I guess 4 unique products that are out now on the market.
That are out, yeah. And I just made a sample pack on my website where, because I always get the question of which one to get. So I offer sample packs where you get a small tin of hard, soft, and then a small bottle of oil, 1 ounce bottle. So I have multiple products on the site, but as far as ideas in the future, I've got probably at least 3 or 4 good ones that I'm excited about. But just got to get my ducks in a row on it and figure out, because it's not just coming up with the idea. You got to make sure it's right for the market, if it's cost effective, and if it's something you'll enjoy doing. So, but got some stuff coming out, just one thing at a time.
Nice. Yeah.
So
like business wise, what's like, is it matching your knife making?
Oh yeah.
Or...
actually ever since I guess this year, really, I haven't been in the shop much for my knives. Just got a lot of other stuff going on. You know, I have 2 kids, so we have
life.
Yeah. I coach their sports. Like, we just finished up flag football for my son. My wife coaches my daughter's volleyball team. They play soccer and all that fun stuff. And so between...
You mean football?
Flag American football. And I will say, I don't understand why we call it football. I have no idea.
It's hand egg.
Yeah, hand egg.
Yeah, we had that on a past episode.
Yeah, that's a much better name for it. Makes more sense. I mean, we kick the ball to start the game, so maybe that's where it came from. I don't know, but
foosball.
Yeah. So yeah, but just life in the way, and the wax is doing pretty dang good. I mean, this year already, I think probably by the end of next month, I'll match the income of what I made all last year. So.
Oh, that's great, man.
So it's moving pretty good. So it's
okay. We definitely need to get this making it in Europe stuff happening.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and we need to get all of his stuff over here. Not just the hard wax, the soft wax, the oil, the shop hands, everything. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I have everything, so I'll make you a goodie box.
Well, he doesn't have the oil.
Dude, you don't have the oil. Yeah.
I'll get the oil. Jesus.
By the time this podcast comes out, he'll have it.
Yeah. If only shipping was that fast.
And also the shop soap. That's an awesome idea, because every knife maker and bladesmith has black hands like all the time. And it's super hard to get this shit off your hands. So a slightly abrasive soap would be awesome, right? I mean, that's how we get our hands clean again. Yeah.
I think so. And a lot of us have sinks in our shop.
Of course.
I have one, but it's not hooked up, so I still have to go inside. But so the idea is just keep the soap in your shop with you, or at your sink where you wash up inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect idea.
So your wife doesn't bitch at you when you come in the house and stink like the shop and have black fingers.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't like it, but that's why I need to get the sink hooked up in my shop. So so that doesn't happen. You'll still stink, just not your hands.
But then that's also your job, so
you're right.
Your wife is right. No, to fucking fix the sink so it actually works.
Yeah. So pretty exciting. Good stuff going down.
That's on the honey-do list, and when the wife says that you need to fix something, you just tell her. You don't have to tell me 5 times. If you told me 6 months ago, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah. Just because I haven't done it in a year doesn't mean it's not on the list.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. So everybody who wants to get some Pelican Paste products can go to where? Where can they go to? Knifematerial.at.
I don't recall that coming in.
What the fuck is that?
By the time the podcast comes out.
Keith will have the first batch that's made in Europe.
Yeah.
No, but really,
I love this shit so much. Like doing it on air, actually. Yeah.
You're confusing everybody. Where can they get it?
Where can I get it, Matt?
Oh, was this like in Europe? You can get it in a lot of places, but the best place is DIY Europe.
And if you are in the U.S., go to pelicanpaste.com. But
you can also go to pelicanpaste.com and then is it linked to your website?
Is what linked to my website?
My website to your website?
My website, I have an international page that links to yours. Yeah.
Oh, nice. But also to the other shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it, but I just couldn't remember what we. It was some time ago.
I have an international orders page, and it just lists out the distributors.
Very nice.
And for our U.S. listeners, who are you distributing with?
Actually, I don't have any distributors over here. I'm doing it through my site and Amazon right now. I'm hoping to. I'll probably talk to some people at Blade Show and get it rolling, but as of right now, I kind of like going through my site, to get started. So probably after Blade Show, we'll add some American distributors. But
are you gonna have a table at Blade Show?
No, I'm just strictly there to mingle,
make connections.
Yeah. I want to walk around the floor and talk to people, hand out cards and stuff. So that'll be fun. Matt, you're gonna be there, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, that's gonna be epic. Definitely gonna be epic.
It'll be a good time. I didn't get to make it last year because I got the flu the day before. So.
Ooh, the bird flu.
Yeah.
The pelican bird flu.
Pelican flu.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wax doesn't cure that
over
ailment.
there. Allegedly, you can't put that on the tins.
No. I don't have the license for that. I didn't pay the FDA for that.
Oh.
But it'll be fun. I enjoy Blade Show.
I'll be able to tell you if I like it after Blade Show.
There you go.
This is going to be the first time.
Oh, okay.
Matt's not going to be able to stop talking about it. I guarantee you. When we get on the next podcast, when he comes home.
Probably. You're all going to be simping. Yeah, I want to go as well.
Probably. Everyone's going to be jealous.
Yes. Well, Albert already told us he's going to join us next year.
No,
oh, yeah?
I
didn't.
What? No. Why not?
No, it's too expensive.
All those sponsors we have now, man, we're going to go twice.
Pelican Paste is going to pay for my trip, right?
Aren't you the Power Hammer guy?
Yeah.
That's
what?
The Power Hammer guy.
That nothing is too expensive for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, just sell one of the power hammers and you can make it. I'll
There
go
you
with
go.
you.
No, I'm not
pay
going
for
to
my
sell
flight.
one of. No, not one. They're all staying.
Buy a new one at Blade Show.
So is it like a money thing, Albert, or is it time?
No, seriously, it's time. And also money. I mean, we have to move shop now. That's going to be extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. I don't know. I haven't talked to you in a while about that. What's going on? You got to move to a different spot in the same shop, or
No,
completely different shop?
completely different.
Yeah, why?
Because our lease ran out, and we have not enough room here, not enough space.
So now you have to make spaces and I don't know what you call it. I can't think of the name right now. You have to make all the
Foundations.
concrete pads, foundations, and everything for 16 power hammers.
Now for 5, but yes. And we have to find a new space, and we have to find a landlord who is okay with us cutting the floor open and making foundations for 5 power hammers. And we have to find a space where there's no neighbors nearby. Yeah.
And you just started full time, and this is happening now.
Yeah, I started full time at the beginning of the year, and now we have this huge fuck up. Yeah. But that's just how it is. So we have to save money to do all this. Yeah.
All it takes is money.
Yeah. And you have to find something. I mean, these workshops are
Especially
sought after.
where you are.
Yeah. We're very close to the city. I mean, it's impossible probably to find something that close to the city again. So we have to move to the countryside.
The landlord wouldn't renew the lease, or is there a reason?
We would have to invest so much money in the shop here.
To bring everything up to fire codes and stuff?
Yeah, fire codes, new foundations and everything. So the rough estimate was at least 150,000 euros. And we said we're not going to pay for that. I mean, we don't own the building. I'm not going to spend so much money on a building I don't own.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Matt has space for you guys if you want to move up to
Yeah,
Holland.
but no one wants to live in the Netherlands. So
Shut your fucking mouth. Why? It's always like you should see our fucking chat, like our podcast chat thingy. It's horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna make a new tier for the Patreons so they can read it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna see like Albert always looks very decent and talks very decent, but he's the worst.
no, he's come on.
His words are so violent.
That's
The
true.
quiet ones. The quiet ones you got to look out for.
Yeah, really.
No, but seriously, talking about Blade Show, if next year is everything up and running, we might consider going
Nice,
as
very
as visitors, so we can all go together then.
That would be great.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It's always a we. You and Andy, you guys are like twins.
No, I mean the three of us, but
Okay.
we also have to bring Andy along with us, of course. So yeah, so the four of us.
Good.
Then.
I'm gonna call him Albert all the time.
I know you will.
Hey, I'll write to Soling and have him change the name tags so that they both say Andy.
Come on, please don't do it.
Are we gonna call it a show, gentlemen?
Yeah, I don't know. What else we got to say? Anything good?
I have 2 quick points. I got this Gramford tool we were talking about in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I love it. I used it on a hardened blade with holes drilled to what's it called? Chamfer the holes.
Yeah.
And it worked awesome. It's such a great tool, and it's very heavy, so it feels kind of expensive. Do you know for how much you're selling it for already?
I do.
How much is it?
What is this Gramford? What are you talking about?
The tool you were talking about last week. It's a scribe and a chamfer tool with I think it's a carbide scribe and a carbide
both sides
chamfer.
are carbide.
Yeah, and I think it's made out of brass, right? Or is it
Yes.
bronze?
It's brass.
Because it already
so
has a
black is
patina on
brass.
it. Ah, okay, that's why.
That's right. It's supposed to look a little used, a little steampunk or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
What does it do?
Yeah,
What is
so
it?
so it's a piece of brass, 6-sided piece of brass, almost like a pencil, and it has a carbide tip on one side for scribing hardened steel, and the other side is also a carbide chamfer tool. So you can, if you have hardened blades and you want to chamfer the holes that you drilled through the handle, you can chamfer them. You can also scribe on hardened steel, and the scribe has a super fine point, which is awesome for handle material. If you're doing like I don't know, handles like a Y handle, and you want to put in some lines and stuff like that on your handle where you want to make the octagon or the 6-sided shape or whatever kind of things that you're doing on there, it works really good on that.
Okay.
Much better than a pencil.
I just pulled up your Instagram. I see it. That's pretty cool looking.
So how much is it?
Those will be available this weekend at the Dutch Knife Exhibition and at Solingen, and then they'll be online after the show if I have anything left from that, and they will be 60 euros.
60. All right.
See,
It's good.
plenty of money in there in that pocket of yours.
Plenty of money.
And I have another point I wanted to talk about, because this week I have a wanker of the week.
Oh no!
Perfect. I was going to ask if anybody had one.
Yeah.
Is it your landlord?
Should we play? No. I don't care about our
should be.
landlord. Yeah, it should be, but
It
no.
should be.
A much more serious one.
Yeah, but wait. I need to play the music.
Yeah.
As soon as I can get connected to my phone.
He wants to
here.
use his keyboard.
Gotta find. Here we go.
Welcome to Wanker of the Week.
All right.
So
Right.
here comes my wanker, and I'm very mad about this. I mean, Instagram exploded about this topic. Keith, have you heard our interior minister? He came up with this Waffenverbotsgesetz about knives, so that which makes it's a law, which makes
Why
it.
are you yelling?
Yeah, wait. You have to explain Waffenverbot.
Yeah, that's what. That's
Stop
what.
yelling at me.
That's what I'm saying. So there's this law which they're about to sign, which makes it illegal for you to carry any kind of knife, no matter the blade length, no matter whether it's a pocket knife or not.
Fucking hell.
So even Swiss Army knives will become illegal. Even if you carry it in your pocket, right? A Swiss Army knife in your pocket, if you're out in the open and not in your house or flat or workshop, will become illegal.
So just so people know the backstory, in Austria right now, as it is today, in Austria, you can walk down the street with a samurai sword on your back without any problems. And they want to change it from one day to the next.
That's what we call freedom.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, the only thing you can do about it is just fucking put up your middle finger and don't do it.
Yeah,
So
but it's a 3,600 euros fine.
Fuck them.
Up
Yeah.
to
Don't do it.
This is a politician that's proposing this?
Yeah.
Like it's a politics thing?
I think it's in the US. It's called Home Secretary. So our Innenminister, Interior Minister.
Yeah, Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
No,
geez.
defense is something else. Defense is the
Or-
Verteidigungsminister. It's a Home Secretary or Interior Minister, Minister of Inner Affairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
and his
Gotcha.
pronouns are they, them, or
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
His pronouns are probably they, them.
okay, so yeah, continue.
Sorry.
And you know what the reason behind this law is? There have been some knife fights and stabbings in Vienna.
Yeah.
With
From Vienna citizens or Austrian citizens?
No,
or?
not Austrian citizens, refugees,
Okay.
people from
yeah.
Syria.
Oh,
because-
we're turning into a racist podcast.
No, we're not.
No,
because,
here we go.
no.
No, I
Because-
just want to clear it up.
Because it's not their fault. Let me explain. They're generally not allowed to work, right? So they're something between 15 and 25, 30 years old. They're not allowed to work. That there's 1,000 people in one house, right? So the living conditions aren't that great either. So what do you think is going to happen, right?
With a bunch of military-aged men coming here and having nothing to do.
The living conditions and the amount of money that they make are better than where they came from. That's why they're here.
Do you know what they call it? They call it a knife crime epidemic, but it's not. It's a refugee epidemic.
No, it's not the refugees' fault. I mean, there's
Whose fault is it then?
politics.
It is, but
Let them work. Make them work, right? So then they won't have time to stab each other in the park in Vienna, right? So
But the people here in Austria that are not working are not stabbing each other either, are they? Because they lost.
some of them are. I guess.
yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, continue.
No, here's the thing, right? I mean, why make a Swiss Army knife in your pocket illegal?
Yeah, it's
Come
stupid.
on. It's not been illegal forever.
So they're going to go around the streets and pat everybody down, make sure you don't got one?
Yeah,
How's that work?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what that's
seriously.
no, seriously, that's what they can do now.
Ugh, jeez, that hurts. That hurts my heart.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
you're an American,
Not
of
yet,
course
but that's
it
what they
hurts.
want.
Yeah,
to do.
okay, yeah, not yet. That's what they want to do.
Well, that's what they're proposing. I get that.
Yeah, that's what they're proposing.
Yeah, as an American,
it's
that
always
hurts.
the same thing. They are just afraid to say that it's like I called it an epidemic, but it's a refugee problem, and it's not a knife problem. It's not any other problem.
No.
So calling it a knife epidemic, that's just bullshit.
If they had pockets full of pencils, they're going to just use the pencils. So
Yeah,
Yeah, or
I mean,
screwdrivers, or baseball
we
bats,
joke
or
and
whatever.
we joke and stuff, but Albert is right. It's a problem like he says, I know the same problem. I've seen it many times when I go to work. They're not allowed to work. They come over and they sit in the house for like 5 years before they're allowed to do anything. I mean,
it's different, like a little bit different over here, I think, but maybe like, but it's not so much that they're not allowed to work. They just don't have to.
No, they aren't allowed.
No, they are not allowed to here.
Over here, they don't have to because they have it way easier if they don't.
Yeah, over here it's different.
So there's no incentive to go to work.
The first thing is they're not allowed to, and then when you're not allowed to for 5 years, then you figure out how you can continue to do that, and that's one of the big problems.
And they just get bored.
Yeah.
Well, there's that saying, "Idle hands are the devil's workshop," or however that goes. And if you're not working, bad stuff's just going to go down.
They're just working on the symptoms and not on the cause, or to solve the cause, right? So, and that's never worked.
And before they came before they landed in Austria, they went to through I don't know how many countries, and the rule in Europe in general is the first country they land in, they have to deal with the refugees, and they don't do it, so they can just pick and choose where they want to go. So wherever the odds are best for them, they go.
Yeah, but that's over.
There's fucking YouTube videos, like weekly updates on which European country is the best.
Yeah, but I don't care. But I mean, that's over. That's in the past. So we have to deal with the situation now, and this new law won't solve any problem.
If you don't want to, no, it's not going to solve anything. Of course not. No.
Here's the thing: you should ask, or a politician should ask the question: why are these people doing this? Why is there stabbings in parks in Vienna? Then they have to work on the cause for that, and not or get rid of the cause.
Sadly enough, they never ask the question why. They just throw money at it. And
that's the most obvious question you can ask. Why are these people doing this?
Logics don't apply in politics.
Yeah,
it's the best interest of the politician, and that's worldwide. That's even here in America, just sadly enough.
At least it's like guns that are under attack over there, and not your fucking chef's knife.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: there will be exceptions from this law, right? So certain people are still allowed to carry a knife. Guess who? Yeah. I give you a hint. This minister is from
for religious purposes.
It maybe, but he's from the Conservative Party. So if you wear a lederhosen, do you guys know what a lederhosen is? It's this leather. Yeah. Okay.
I've heard the word, but I don't know what it is.
Carnival suit.
Yeah.
Sounds like spandex.
It's a traditional Austrian leather pants.
It's very weird.
But every lederhosen has this knife pocket. So if you wear a lederhosen, it's called Brauchtumspflege. So you're celebrating your heritage. You're allowed to wear a knife.
I get that.
Yeah, that's religious purpose.
Yeah. So wait a minute. So the conservative people are actually proposing this?
Yeah, because because they fucked it up. It's not weird.
That is very weird.
And another exception is hunters, of course.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. Hunters and farmers can do whatever the hell they want.
There's just one country between us, and over here it's the complete opposite.
No, it's the Conservative Party.
It's not the Conservative. Like over here, it's the complete opposite.
Now, here's the thing: the Conservative Party over here takes care of their voters. So people with lederhosen, hunters, etc., they are still allowed to wear knives. All the others are not. Right, so
that sounds weird.
This sounds horrible. Gee, man. And then you're fucking around about my country.
Another exception from the law are people who have a gun license. So if you have a gun license, you're still allowed to carry a knife everywhere you go.
That wouldn't make much sense if you're allowed to carry a gun but not a knife.
No, if you have a gun license, you're not allowed to carry a gun. you're allowed
Oh.
to own a gun over here. No one's hardly.
You can have it locked inside your house.
or your workshop. Yeah,
Sorry, how American of me.
hardly anyone is allowed to carry a gun over here.
Oh.
So you have to have a special
Only law
license
enforcement.
for that.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, security guys.
Can you imagine that, Travis?
It's weird.
Seriously, that's such a difference, man. It's
Oh yeah, it's 100%. Like here, it's state by state here in the United States as far as the permitting and stuff. So here in Florida, law actually just got passed. We used to need a carry permit, which I have, but now you don't even need a permit to carry. You can't go to another state, like that. But I can take my license to other states. But there are some states like California or Colorado, New York. My license means nothing, and I'm not allowed to carry a gun. But here in Florida, I could carry one outside on my hip like a officer would do, and it's perfectly legal. So you got people in Texas carrying AR-15 rifles around their shoulder.
I love that shit.
So it's
It's
a different world.
When I lived in Arizona, you had a concealed carry. You didn't need a license. So there was nobody, like, there was no Karens. There was nobody causing trouble because from 10 people, there could be 5 people that have one under their jacket or whatever.
I'm so like, I didn't used to be like this, but I'm a firm believer that that's better than what we have.
Maybe it's my American mind speaking, but I 100% believe that.
And
this
it's
is the better
not
way to go.
because of the gun itself. It's the
It's the mindset.
It's just it's just
it
knowing.
reduces
it's just knowing
the fuck around and find out factor.
Exactly.
Because,
It's just knowing.
no, you don't want to find out.
Yeah. Guess what places get broken into over here? Places that have signs that say no guns allowed. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
the logic is, okay, there's no threat in there. Let me go in there and cause some trouble.
Yeah. Let me fuck around and don't find out.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, it's a mindset. Exactly.
Yeah, but
It's
but the problem is a bit more complex than that, right? So if it's easier to legally own a gun prices drop, and it makes it easier for weirdos to get legal guns and do school shootings. I mean, in countries with strict gun laws, gun prices are generally higher, which makes the black market prices even higher, which makes it harder for the wrong people to get their hands on guns. I mean, that's been everyone.
But also, every right people has the potential to have a gun.
Yeah, it's
a never-ending discussion.
Yeah, but it only takes one weirdo with a gun.
Yeah. But if you get one weirdo with a gun trying to rob a bank or shoot up a school, God forbid, if you have teachers, resource officers in the school allowed to carry a gun, the shooting won't last very long. So it's a numbers game,
isn't it? I don't know if these are facts, but is it not that the school shootings happen the most it's not in the places where you can open carry and stuff?
For the most part, they are in areas that frown against gun ownership.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just knowing that somebody could have a gun is a good deterrent.
And it's
just knowing that the relaxed laws.
It's a mental illness. So back to what Albert was talking about earlier, the why is it happening? It's not because the gun is available, but it's because somebody has a mental issue going on that tells them it's okay to do such a thing. So you got to address that why. But when it comes down to criminals, you make a law against gun ownership. Criminals don't care about laws. That's what makes them criminals. So
same with knives. I mean, if they signed a law, do you really think, or does anyone really believe that people in Vienna in the parks don't carry knives?
There's an additional thing with knives, is that it's like a gun is for shooting, A knife is like 50% tool, It's more of a tool than a utility thing than a.
It's not 50%, it's 99.9%.
And I can imagine a samurai sword or a dagger or stuff like that. That's where I can get into that, but you can't fucking carry a fucking leather, man. Come on, man.
And passing laws like that just puts the law-abiding citizens in harm's way. That's what it does, unfortunately.
So Albert, when will this be put into law, or when what you discussed? Is there something we can do about it as a knife community?
I don't think we can do anything about it, to be honest. I mean, I tell you my strategy to deal with that.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna pick up my gun license on Tuesday because I passed the tests like a month ago, because we have to do a psychological evaluation, and then we have to do a gun handling seminar and stuff. And I'm gonna pick up my gun license on Tuesday. That's my solution, because people with gun licenses are still allowed to carry knives. That's my solution.
That's good. Yeah, that helps you. But how does that help you as a knife maker that wants to sell knives to somebody? You will no longer be allowed to mail a knife to anybody because you have an unauthorized, dangerous weapon. You cannot ship it with anybody.
No, if it's mailed, if it's in an enclosed box or something, you can ship it. You can even carry it, but you're not allowed to have it in your pocket so that you can take it out quickly. So you can have your EDC in your backpack. That's all right, but you cannot have a neck knife around your neck. That's forbidden.
They just want to make it harder to access.
Yeah.
But I gotta find a new country again. I gotta move again.
America's pretty nice.
Make a gun license.
That's where I came from.
We'll come back.
Just make a gun license.
I don't know how it works over there, but usually if something like that is getting proposed, usually if there's enough people that call in or mail in to their representative.
No, here's the thing: they already have the support of 3 of the big parties in the parliament. So this is going through.
Just got to get Pelican Paste to pay more than the other guys did.
So that was my rant.
Always bringing up politics. It's always the same with you.
No, that was a once in a lifetime.
Politics. Always the same with Albert.
Politics affects every one of us, no matter hosting or listening to these podcasts. So it's relevant, but touchy.
You see? Nah. I like it.
So Matt has to get ready for the show on Saturday. He still hasn't finished any of his products yet.
Get to work,
Matt.
Matt.
To go. It's 10:30 and I haven't done anything but sit here and be awesome.
Well, go be awesome in your shop.
I will. Are you guys going to continue or?
No, we're gonna. I gotta leave at like 5:30 in the morning tomorrow. Anyway, to drive to your shitty ass country.
Going to the promised land.
So, anyway, Travis, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Yeah.
One last thing: where can everybody find you? Buy your products.
All right. So, at Pelican Paste on Instagram, that's where I'm most active. Or also, my more knife making page is at Bird Forge. U.S. buyers, go to pelicanpaste.com, or you can find it on Amazon as well. For you Europeans over there, go to DIYEurope.eu. Is that right?
Yes, perfect.
Man, got it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. It was fun to talk to y'all.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for being the legendary first sponsor of the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm holding on to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Albert, get some Pelican Paste, would you? Push Matt to send you something.
Yeah.
And smear it all over your sexy body.
I will.
Over your Pelican pouch.
Yeah.
Pelican Pouch. We'll get the pee-pee soap going.
The pee-pee
Good.
soap.
Perfect, guys. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. And for our patrons, if you want to support the podcast, go to WFI Europe on patreon.com. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace and love, you glorious
Welcome
fuckers.
to Wanker
Oh, Lord.
of the Week.
Oh,
You
shit,
really
Albert.
fucked it up, you
Wrong
fuck.
button.
You got out of there.
Wrong button. There it is.
Always Albert.
Yeah.